Welcome back everyone. We're at the exciting part now. We're in the workshop and we've got all my tools laid out here. This is the tools we're going to need to make a flute. We've decided to make a flute. Our piece of wood is the perfect size for that. And if we get a hammer or something, let's get an axe. Here you go, here's a hammer. You listen to this. No cracks. Just solid piece of nice wood. So that's the piece of wood we're going to be using. This is the tools we're going to be using to get it down. So basically we've got the axe here, which is going to be razor sharp. We've got the rasps. A lot of these old-fashioned rasps are getting a bit blunt, but they still do the job. I've got my little carving knife because at the end we do a little bit of carving and a little bit of scraping just to get a nice smooth surface. I've got this, which I use with the axe, and that's for splitting the pieces of wood off the side. And then we come to our 21st century machine, the old Makita power drill. Now we could use this if we wanted to. We could use that, but it's going to take me probably 2 days. So I'm old and unfit, so I've gone for this. So hopefully you can get one of these, because this is the most sort of tech part of the whole thing. We're going to go over now to the next part of the process. So I'm going to move over to my vise, which is over here. So yeah, this is the piece of wood we've chosen. We're going to make our kawawa about this long. Now, in the old-fashioned, I haven't got any glasses on. In the old-fashioned imperial, it's just over 6 1/8 inches. So it's just over 6 inches. And we're going to draw that on with our pencil, because we're going to have to cut through this. And remember, this wood's pretty hard, so it won't be an easy cut like a piece of pine. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this and we're going to draw a few straight lines. Now I think we'll do that later. Let's get it cut first. So I think we'll put it in the vise. Like that. Tighten her up. Ah, beautiful. Nice sharp mitre 10 saw. And here we go. There she goes, to the bar. There she goes. Look at that. It's hundreds and hundreds of years old, that is. Wow. I can still smell it too. I can smell the gum of the native beech tree that it was. Alright, here's our other end there. This off. Ooh. That's pretty solid. I think that's the pencil line there. There we go. Beautiful. Right, what we're left with is quite a lovely little bit of wood here, actually. I can see that it's got lots of ripples in it. So I think we were quite lucky to find that down the beach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to we might make, let's just make one. I was going to make 2 out of this one, but let's just make the one, eh? So what we're going to do is we're going to drill our hole right in the middle, here and here. We're going to put across on the other end, right in the middle, nice place. There. And we're going to draw a line between the two. So, perfect. Now this line is just to guide me to keep straight, really, So when I'm going down, I can look at this line when I'm drilling, and I can move it either this way or that way, the drill, to make it straight. So we'll put another line on this this edge here, and then we'll drill it. Now the old Makita, hopefully it's powerful enough to get through, because it's quite a biggish hole we're drilling, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're back over to the vise. Nice and tight. So what we've got to do is we've got to get this little point here. We've got to put that into our wood here. We've just got to start the drill so it gets into the wood a little bit, and then we find our directions. It's nice to be above the piece of wood so you can see both directions. So while we're going through here, it's really important to make sure that you clear the drill of all the bits. It'll just burn if you don't, so just keep bringing it up, taking it out, taking it down again like that, and you'll have a beautiful hole. Perfect. On to the next stage now. We're going to look at the other end and see how close we got. We didn't get too far off. See, that's our cross there and that's our hole here, but we've got plenty of meat on here to make our flute. So what I do next is I make a circle on here, like this, and that's kind of going to be the thickness that we want the end of our flute here. So we don't want to go much down underneath that when we're chipping it off with our axe. So do the same on this end, and then we'll see how hard it is. We'll not be able to chip it off with the axe, but we'll give it a go. G'day everyone, welcome back to the workshop. We're at the stage now where we've drilled our hole in our piece of driftwood from the beach, and we've got to round that off. The easiest way to do that is with a nice sharp axe or a chisel. I've chosen this sharp axe, but as you can see, it's like a little razor blade. So we're going to make it safe for ourselves by keeping our hand well away from the cutting surface of the axe. So this is what I've done. I've taken a stick which I've put down through the hole, goes right into the instrument, and then put that down into a hole in the workbench, and we can just start chipping away. Chip, 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 off it comes. There you go. Beautiful, see that? Nice and fast, not going to make any mistakes with the axe, not going to cut ourselves. And then I finish it off with a good old-fashioned rasp, which as you can see is a beautiful thing that you just rub against it like that, and it takes all the marks off, and will leave us with a beautiful surface for our sandpapering. Hopefully we're going to end up with something like this from this piece of driftwood off the beach. Alright, so what we've done is we've transferred now over to the vise, and we're going to use this rasp. Rasp is quite an old-fashioned tool, but it takes a lot of wood off. So we're just going to go round like that, and as we go round, it'll make the whole... Whoa! It fell out of the vise. It's quite hard with a shape like this to actually put it in a vise, so it will take a little bit of getting it in the right spot. I think that looks pretty good. See, the rasp really does a really good job of taking off that excess wood. You know, like the axe can't do, it can only make chips. So we're after that shape, you see. It's only going to be a certain amount that we can do in the vise. So we'll probably take it out now and do a bit by hand. You can see you don't want to scratch yourself with this thing, but just work it away from your hand, like that. See that she's all rounding off nicely. It's going to make it so much easier when we get onto our sandpaper, you know, if it's well rasped. Start to see the colour of the wood now. We've got quite a beautiful, this is a native wood of New Zealand. This one's a red beech, and it's part of a root, I would think, because it's very hard. We've had a hard time sort of chopping it, we've had a hard time rasping it, but we're not complaining because it's going to be a very, very beautiful sound. So yeah, we're just about finished the rasping part now. As you can see, it's getting its shape, and now we're going to go on to the sandpapers. I've got quite an aggressive one here. It's 40 grit. I get all my sandpapers quite cheap because they're from other machines. But we're just kind of really got to start working to get all the rasp and the marks off now. You know, so it's just a matter of patience. You know, and sort of sitting there, maybe find a nice place out in the garden, sit down with the sandpaper and just spend the next hour and a half having a go. See, so we're going to see how it's coming off. It's coming off quite quickly, you can see that. And then we go on to a finer sandpaper, like this one. Sometimes what I do is I'll put it in the vise like this. This works really well.
Snap. Whoops.
And see what I'll do is just go around it like that. So that's a really easy way of making a little sander that works really well. And if you have fine sandpaper, you can do it too. Whoop, there it goes. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So I won't bore you with all the sanding part. I'll go through that with myself, get that all organised, so the next time you see me, we'll be locating the holes here, and we'll test it out to see if it's going to have a beautiful sound. So we're at the point now, one of the exciting points. We've got the flute sanded down, as you can see. What we're going to do now, I haven't got any glasses on, so what we're going to do now is we're going to decide which end to put our holes in. What I usually do, I think we'll go this end, this being the thinner end, this being the slightly thicker end. It's good to have this little area here so that when you blow across it, that gives you the sound. So what we've been doing is we've been doing this with a bit of 400 grit sandpaper. We've been going over like this. And see, that smooths it all off. That's also how we've finished off the instrument itself. You won't actually see the colour of the wood until we oil it, but we'll get round to putting the holes in first. So here we go. So we're just going to mark on the line here, and then we'll be able to put in our holes. It's a little bit of a haphazard. I usually put in a hole like about here. It's like sort of making a cake, really. You sort of, you just know where to put the holes. But basically, this is up, on this size flute, this is probably up 25. I go up another 25, and then probably another 20. And that'll be the good size for the holes. We start off with a bigger hole down the bottom here, which gives us our low notes really well. And then we go to a small hole up the top. So we'll get on and drill those holes now. And here we go. Got the drill all set up. So what did we say? We said a small hole at the top, didn't we? So this is the top here. Oh, straight with my finger. Now, as you can see, it's on it, but what I do is I just go around a little bit like that. And you can see that just cleans the hole out a bit. we'll use the next size up. It's kind of look about the same size to me, but anyway. Oh no, here it is. Here's the next size up. Here we go. Here's this one. This one will be the centre hole. We'll put that in about here. So we get the wood getting a bit thinner down here, so it's a bit easier to drill. Then we'll go for the next biggest one up, which I think is that one. That one. Yeah, I think it's this one. We'll go for this. And we'll drill a hole down about here. There you go. And what we've done is we've got the 3 holes here, which is this finger, and this finger. This is how the flute's held, and it's played from the corner of the mouth like this. But what we'll do is we'll give it a sand up, and then we'll sand these holes, and we'll see if we can get the notes out of it. So we've drilled our holes now, and we still haven't played the instrument. But I think what we'll do now is we'll oil it. This is one of my favourite parts because that's going to reveal the inner wood. It's like cutting a rock in half, you know, where you might have some gold in there. We might have some gold in here. We'll have a look. Here's some oil in the coconut shell. And here we go. Now you've got to remember, this is just old driftwood off the beach, eh? See, this is the very, very centre of a tree or a root from the ancient forests. So it's got all the colour and all the history sort of contained within it. You see the shapes in there, can you?
Yeah, fine.
It's beautiful, isn't it? See? So yeah, we'll just keep oiling this for a little while. Like this, oil the ends. I'll give you a close-up of the playing end. This is the playing end here, and as I said, you just leave a sort of, 2 or 3 mil, 2.5 mil, and that's what you're going to be blowing across to get your sound. We'll just hear the voice of this one. This will be its first time played. So, you wouldn't believe really that this came out of an old bit of driftwood off the beach, but anyway, here we go. We're going to listen to see what it sounds like. Wow. Wow. That sounds fucking beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So that's exactly what we're looking for. That's what we've created. This is what we're going to take back down the beach, and we're going to sort of thank everybody down there, the mountains and the sea. And we're going to put this back on the beach.